Hey, what's up, guys? Rachel in our group asked a question. She was asking, how do you hook up the loop on a door that you would use with resistance bands? And the good news, Rachel, is this is a really simple thing to install. And I'm going to show you in a second the one I have on my door in my workout area. But I have another band. This one is a little longer than the one you have, but I just want to explain the principle behind the idea. What you have to do is you have to open the door and you take the top hinge. Now that hinge is screwed into the door as well as the wall frame. And there's a gap between the door and the wall frame where the hinge is. You want to take one end of your loop and slip it underneath that hinge pin in the open door. And you want to let it drape over. And I'm going to use my hand. And pretend my hand for the moment is that hinge pin. And I drape the loop over. You now take the other end and you feed it into the loop, and when you pull it tight, your loop is now secured to the hinge pin. Now, of course, again, this band is a little bit longer, this loop, but yours will be shorter, so your loop will probably end right about where the hinge pin is. So that's how it stays on the door. It doesn't come off, and if you ever have to take it off, you just need to feed it back through, and you pull it, and you work it out of itself, and you take it off. Now, the end that's hanging out of the door is the end that you're going to feed your resistance bands through. I have a resistance band right here. So you're going to put this through and you're going to pull it to the middle, and that's how your resistance band is going to be used. Now keep in mind, this loop isn't the one that's made for a door. I'm just using it because it's a perfect loop that I can demonstrate. Your loop, when you pull it through the door, should have like a plastic sleeve that's at the end of that part of the loop that's going to stick out. That plastic sleeve is going to prevent your resistance band from getting nicks and tears, because as you pull your band, the tension is going to cause the rubber in your resistance band, there's going to be friction. If you don't have that plastic loop, there's going to be an increase in likelihood that that band could someday get some tears, and if it starts to tear, it could snap and it could hit you in the face like it did to one of our teammates, Chris Young. So we don't want that to happen. I'm now going to take the phone and I'm going to show you where I have my band. You can see it on the wall right here. And you can see that I've fed it through the hinge. And I have this piece of plastic. And when I slip my bands through, that thing isn't going anywhere. And what's really cool about that is you don't have to put it on a door. I used to work out in a basement apartment that I had, and I was able to wrap that same loop around the top of a steel alley column in the basement apartment. And what I did was I wrapped some rope around the bottom of it so that it wouldn't slide down. And it never really was a problem because the darn thing got so tight, and using it worked out so perfectly. But just keep in mind, when you're using your resistance bands, no matter how many times you've used them, even if it's the first time, just take your hand and run it along the length of the band. See if it feels like there's a nick or a tear. You might not see something so readily. And again, look at the band and make sure that there's nothing that could cause that band to snap, because you could lose an eye if that band were to snap. And when you are doing the workout, try to look up in the direction at the loop itself, because you might need that 1 second of time to get the heck out of the way, God forbid something happens. So if you have any other questions, post below. I hope this video helps a couple of people on our team, as well as Rachel. And you guys, peace out. I just got done with an incredible chest workout, and I feel really good right now. So bye.